Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Pat Zemer here with a different edition of MagnaWave Office Hours. We're coming to you at noon today. Obviously, we're a few minutes late, but I'm going to have a special guest with me here in a few minutes. So we're excited to be here to answer your questions, to talk about everything going on in the world around us and how it may relate to PEMF and what's going on. Chris is with me at this point. I think Elaine will be joining us shortly to be able to talk and show us some things and have some discussions. Hazel's with us on CastBox. Those of you who are on CastBox, we appreciate you being there as well. I'm sure Chris will put a link in the box for those who want to switch over to CastBox or listen to us on CastBox instead of having to watch and use up their bandwidth on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. If you have a question, simply post it in the thread on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and we will get it. I need to bring up Restream here so I can see those questions as we go forward. Please be sure to share this with your friends so they can tune in as well and potentially get their questions answered and participate in the broadcast with us. If you'd like to talk with me and ask questions, you can call in, send me a text at 502-599-9722, and I will give you a ring back and we can visit. If you're on CastBox and you would like to talk, simply click the telephone there and I'll be able to add you to the conversation at that time. If you're on CastBox or even texting in that you'd like to visit, it can take a couple of minutes for us to get around to you. So don't leave, stay connected, and we will certainly come to you and bring you into the conversation as we're going forward. Let me come up here and get Restream loaded up so I can see all of the questions, if you will. Let's see if I can get this working. Okay. And again, if you have questions, simply put them in, and then we'll get started. Here we go. Come on, Restream. Let's go to Restream. I'm sorry, I should have had this completed. We just got behind doing some things as we were coming forward. Here we go. And open in browser. There we go. So the chat is open, and we're ready to go there with the chat. At least it says it is. Well, we'll get it. All right, we're back. I'm back. I've been back. I've been talking the whole time. So if you got a question, simply put it in the comment section. There's the comments. Kate's with us. Thank you. Northern Lights is with us. And here we go. So if you have any questions, just put them in the box. As you know, we have some new products that Elaine will be showing us, and Chris has got some pictures of. We have the new covers for the sleeves, for the coils that are very neat, that you can put them on the various coils that you have, clean them. They're antimicrobial, so you can clean them up and reuse them, certainly, and keeps your attachments nice and clean. Those of you who treat animals and want to treat people, you can use the sleeves when you're treating animals, and then clean them up and use the coils normally if you're treating people or whatever. So they're really pretty cool. They've been introduced for the practitioners last week, so now they're available to general machine owners and the public. So we're always excited about that, and I'm sure Elaine's getting ready to come in. She's joined us, but she's not quite ready. She's moving things around. She had to reload her computer, and it took too long for it to reload, so she couldn't join us from the beginning. Good morning, Carly. Thank you for being with us. Aaron's with us this morning. Thank you very much, Aaron. Glad that you're here. You're always available to answer questions and help us out from that perspective. So I think, is Elaine ready to come in and say hello? Did she give us a thumb up? Hey, there we go. Hey, Elaine. Hi, Elaine.
Hi, look at my hair. I was running around my computer like 30 minutes ago. I was like, you need to restart. I was like, I got plenty of time. It took 45 minutes.
And then all of a sudden, here we are, and here we go.
Yeah.
So I've told everyone that they can call in if they'd like. They can call in on CastBox and we can hear them, or they can send me a text and we can talk to them live on the program in that fashion. So
what's the number again?
502-599-9722, 502-599-9722. And people can dial that number, send me a text, I'll call them back, and then they can talk with us at that point in time. So we've been talking a lot on the telephone. What's going on with you? What's happening as far as things that maybe we need to discuss to bring everybody up to speed. We did already show the picture of the attachment covers.
And I got them.
And you have some. Perfect.
Woo!
There you go.
They're amazing. And our wonderful marketing director put together a great video yesterday. We shot it from a phone because we're social distancing, but on how to put the covers on. And they are going to be available on the website for the public to buy probably by Monday, if not sooner. But privately, if you're a practitioner, they are available for you right now in the practitioner portal, or we can email them to you at support@mwpmf.com.
Great. Another thing we've got going on is the LZR light, which I can turn on here and you can see
the ultra bright.
The LZR ultra bright light for using for issues, joint issues. It can be used on animals, can be used on people. It's a great complementary product to what we're doing. A lot of the practitioners ask for additional things that they can do. It's also very effective for losing inches or weight loss. I have used it to that end. We have some of our people in-house that have used it. You might be able to tell us a little bit about that, Elena. And then I'll go over some questions that I received yesterday from one of the practitioners who was asking questions about the device and how can it be used. It is red and white light therapy, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. The reason a lot of people think, why are we doing this? We focus on PMF, but we also think about things that, really work well and are complementary to what we're already doing. And Dad got the light for us about a year ago. I've been using it at home. I've lost some weight. I've lost about 20 pounds since November. Most of it was, baby weight, which I guess she's going to be 2 in May. So that's kind of a really bad excuse. But I started really eating better, and I started using the light, which was very interesting because you can use the LZR through the Coil. Now, I do want to say, even though you can use them at the same time, the treatments are like 2 minutes for the LZR, so you want to move it around. But this isn't like you're going to use it for a week and like all of a sudden you're going to be, 40 pounds thinner or 4 inches thinner. The idea is you change your lifestyle. And I think one of my biggest problems as a woman was losing the inches in the places I wanted to lose them. I would lose weight, but then I wouldn't ever lose the belly fat. Like it felt like those inches there were so difficult. And I was speaking to Joanne, who works in our office, and she's been using it for about 2 months now. And I think she said she's lost about 3 inches, and she had that same issue as a woman. We carry it in weird places. So not only did I have the ability to lose the weight with the eating healthy and exercising regularly, but I also was able to really target over those 4 months, those areas that were really difficult for me.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it does. And that's really when I met Dr. Randy and started talking to him about it, that's one of the aspects that we were talking about. He started telling me about the red and white light therapy and how he used it and he's got clinics all over the country that use his equipment in this very way. And what they were doing is they put the light on for the minute or 2 minutes, and then they would use vibration. And the logic behind that was to open up the lymphatic system and get things to move through. And what I said to him is, I believe, in my personal experience, that the MagnaWave PMF will enhance that because we really are penetrating deeper and we're actually changing the health of the cells and how things work and stimulating the lymphatic system at the same time. And it's worked out very well. So that's how we brought it into the system originally.
Yeah, and I think what's really I really want to explain to everybody is that we don't have anything in our product line that my dad or I hasn't tried. I mean, we've been using this in our homes with our families for over a year. So the idea, and we've given it to our staff to use before we ever decided to, introduce it to our practitioners and get behind something, we use it. And, something that I found really interesting, and Dad, I haven't really talked to you about this, is I don't know how many women out there do planking where you plank on the floor. Well, recently, after talking to a former NFL player, Art Still, he was telling me about how he does the planking and he actually puts the large loop, like he does active treatments where he's dynamic active treatment. So he's MagnaWaving himself while he's working out. So while he's lifting weights, he may have the large loop like over his arm and he's lifting weights. So he's getting the MagnaWave at the exact same time as that treatment. as that movement. And I've been doing that same thing. So I will do the planking in the morning with the large loop on my back. And I'll just hold it for 10 seconds and I'm slowly getting longer. And then in the evenings, I do the red light and have that relaxing MagnaWave treatment or MagnaWave session. So I think, finding new ways is the most exciting part about this. New ways to lose weight and new ways to get better results.
So I was asked a question yesterday about, and it's a logical question. You bring something into the marketplace and you have it available, and the first question comes out of someone's mind, well, are there studies about this device specifically? And,
right.
and the answer is that light therapy has been around for years. And there are a lot of our practitioners maybe used lasers or used light even before they got into the MagnaWave world and began using PEMF. And so it is an accepted form of usage in veterinary practice. This device is human FDA approved. So it's something that our practitioners can use maybe to slip into a doctor's office and do this and MagnaWave at the same time. So it is FDA cleared as a device that can be used in medical surroundings and in doctors' offices. But so the question became, are there specific studies? And the answer was no. It's a 510K type of approval that they have. I got to figure out how to get it here on the screen.
Yeah, because we're off. Yeah, I was doing the same thing.
510K approval as a heat apparatus and a light apparatus to help blood flow, to help that type of situation within the body. And if you go to Google or you go to the PubMed and you look at light therapy and studies, there's thousands of them.
Right.
And so it didn't need specific studies because it is FDA cleared based on being similar or like other devices that are already FDA cleared and used. So that was a question that this practitioner had was, well, where's the studies on this device? Well, they're out there. And the device is there. There are just differences in strength of device, how long it's used.
The fan, the portability of it, the price point. There's so many things, but the FDA is saying this is doing the exact same things as these other devices that have already done all the testing.
Correct.
And when they say that, then people can then get their device safety tested, make sure it's up to par with the expectations and that it does the same thing, and then use those same studies. It's very common in the industry of types of wellness devices. So I think that you're absolutely right. And what I like about this device is it comes in the carrying case. It can be used at the exact same time in the middle of a large loop while you're using the machine at the same time. So you can actually go to your customers and not only work, help them with their overall body wellness and immunity, but you can also help them with something that's different with the weight loss or the inches. And right now we have a rent to rent program where we are our practitioners are able to rent machines out directly to their clients. And we are really wanting you, if you are looking to still use a MagnaWave, if you are missing your treatments, because I know I would be if I didn't have one at home. So if you are missing your treatments and you don't want to have contact, we have a no contact system set up. So our practitioners could drop off the LZR and their machine to you clean, and then you pick it up, and they are setting the way to do that. They are setting up the structure for them that works. And then they'll walk you through a treatment live. And it's been very successful for people to be able to rent from their local practitioner.
Sure. And let me go back just a little bit. When Dr. Rania and I first started talking about using this device, I was certainly talking about the equine application. Well, it's got a little glass covering, a little plexiglass covering on the front, and the fan itself is now filtered on the body. So when he had this device originally, people would use them on horses, and they complained because horse hair and dirt would get into the front where the lights are, and that would affect the cleanliness and how the device used. So he put the glass over it. He's covered the filter on the back. So there's really no way that things can get in there. And that made all the difference in the world. I did not want to bring it into our system until I knew that someone could use it effectively on a small animal or a horse, or have it in a situation that it can be cleaned and used in that fashion. And that's what he was able to bring to the table.
Can you explain that? Sandy asked that she uses a red light, but it doesn't have the heat. So can you tell me a little bit about the benefits of the heat, and what do you think, what are some applications that you would use it on a small animal or horse?
Okay, now the heat, and I don't know what light you have. Is it Sandy?
Yeah, Sandy Travis.
Yeah. I'm not sure what red light you have, but some red lights are designed to just produce the light. They're light emitting diodes. Their strength is such that they do produce the light. It can penetrate the skin and give some benefit to the body with regard to inflammation reduction, so on and so forth. But as you power up those lights and you leave them on for a continued period of time, it does provide heat. And so the heat then becomes a stimulant to the viscosity of the blood, and the heat can penetrate very deeply into the body once it's there. And so the heat just does what heat does in those situations. And then you combine that with the benefits of the light emitting diodes, which is what they are. They're not lasers. They're light emitting diodes. And so they just are giving light energy to the body. The body knows that I'm sitting by a window that the sun's coming in, and it's a good thing to be in the sun, to be in the light, and how nourishing that is for the body. So these produce, and there are scientific studies that talk about red light, white light, so on and so forth. So that's where the heat comes from. This is a 12.5 watt device that when it's on, it produces heat quickly. That's why the treatment time is only a minute on a person. If you put it on your body, on your elbow, shoulder, wherever it may be, it'd be a minute, maybe wait 5 or 10 seconds, do it another minute, and then you're done. It's not a 5, 10, 15 minute type of apparatus. Now, when you go to a horse and you put it up on the sacrum, or you put it on their hock, or wherever you may want to use it for an injury, you put it on there because of the hair. What is a 1 minute treatment on me or you on our bodies may turn into a 3 or 4 minute treatment on a horse, because you're going to penetrate through the heat, through the skin. Through the hair to get to the skin to transfer the heat.
Okay.
To do that, quickly, the way to do that is to put it on the sacral area where you're going to do it, run it for a minute, feel the area to make sure that it's comfortable to your feel, and then treat it for another minute. And then you'll learn, maybe this horse where I'm using it because of an injury or whatever, I might do it for 3 minutes on this horse here instead of a long period of time. And so that's how.
You put it in the middle of the large loop. I was looking for mine.
Absolutely. Put it right in the middle of the large loop, turn it on, run it for its minute or 2 minutes, and then continue to do the treatment around it. So you're getting the energy into the body, very complementary, and you're using it in that fashion.
Can you use it on scar tissue, like, or let's say a wound, like on an oak? Would that be something you would use on?
Interesting enough, the practitioner asked me that very question yesterday. What would you do with an open wound? Would you put it right on the open wound? No, you would hold it up a little bit off the open wound and let it be there for a minute, maybe 2 minutes, because it is not in direct contact. And then it will let that energy help the overall healing process. The warmth, the light therapy will help you with a laser. As you know, you can almost watch a wound close sometimes with a laser. And so this will aid that whole closure and that whole surface healing of the wound. And then you use the MagnaWave in conjunction to nurture
the whole body.
To do the whole body, to nurture everything around it, to better facilitate the healing process of the body. So on an open wound, you'd hold it off of the wound and treat it in that fashion. But as the wound goes, if you're going to put it over proud flesh or something like that to try to soften, you'd go right on the top of it. Again, if it's a bare skin type of thing, you're only talking a minute, maybe 2, with a slight separation between the 2 administrations of the device. It only runs for a minute. So you put it on, and in a minute, it'll stop. And then
it gets warm. I mean, it gets warm. You are going to feel it.
It gets warm. But when I did my test, I did it on my left side of my torso, the love handles, if you will, not on the right. And I did it 6 days in a row. There was a noticeable change. I didn't lose inches, but there was a difference in the contour and the change after 5 days using the 8.5 watt machine, not the 12.5.
Yeah, we're doing the 12.5 is what we have available right now.
Correct. And so that's what it is. It's running. It'll stop here in just a second. You can see there it is.
Yeah,
but at any rate, it only runs for a minute. So if you have, and so I think we answered the question on the heat and the light for Sandy. Let's see if there's anything else. Lee Doran Thornton has a sunlightened solo infrared sauna with light therapy, all about
loves it. That's it. It's all about finding what works for you, you know. And I love the idea of the microcirculation and the penetration of the PMF. Like, I feel like it's the whole package, and you can get that on a horse, that's your job, and then you come home and you get to use it to lose weight. I mean, that's a win, ladies. If I've ever seen one. Maureen asks, can I do a rent on the LZR? Well, can you? Probably. Do I have it set up to do that? No, but it's a great idea. So let me talk to the team, and we'll get something together to see, you know, if you rent it, and we'll try to set something up, Maureen, and for the rest of the practitioners.
That's a good idea. I mean, there's no reason to put that into the process. So we'll work on that, Maureen. That's great. Any other questions? We've got a lot of people with us this morning, it looks like, on the Castbox application, and certainly a lot of folks with us today also on Facebook. Any other questions? Good morning from Arizona, LTC.
Hey guys, LTC MagnaWave.
Yeah, Jody and Shannon. So we're glad that you're with us.
Call for 502-599-9722. You know, and ask us anything. We also have, you know, a lot of exciting stuff coming on. I will say I did get my C60. So the C60 is now, it's kind of bright. The C60 is now C60 complete. Wonder if you can see that. There you go, C60 complete flaxseed oil. It's got curcumin in it now. We are also offering this on the website. I love C60. Dad, can you tell us a little bit about the benefits of C60? I'm going to take it right now. I am taking 3 of these in the morning, 3 of these at night. And it's immunity, right? It's a carbon.
Correct. It's a, oh gosh, now I got to start remembering things about it. But what it does is it works. It works with your telomeres to make sure your telomeres are strong and long at the end, which basically is how they measure your age. If they go in and you do a test, they're measuring your telomeres and their strength and their length to determine, you know, I may be start with a 7, end with a 1, and yet my actual age may only be 45. And physically, and which I don't think it's 45. I would hope that it's maybe in the 50s or early 60s. But at any rate, that's what the telomeres do, and the C60 has been found to help that. For those of you who don't know, C60 is an industrial lubricant, and they were using it in these factories and these things that they do, and they decided, you know, what is this? And it works great, but is it dangerous for our employees? And so they struck up a study to where they took a bunch of mice, and they thought, we're just going to overload them with this C60 product and see what it takes to kill them, and then we'll be able to make ascertain what, you know, how dangerous it is for our employees. And so they loaded up all these mice, and the mice got stronger, and the mice didn't die, and they lived longer, and they had mice that weren't sick anymore.
Yeah.
And so they said, this is crazy, let's double it. And so they doubled it or tripled it, and the mice got bigger, and the mice were healthier, and they found out that was the situation. So they started back studying it and finding that what it did and what it appeared to do with the telomeres in the body as far as a supplement and our overall well-being point. I met the developer and one of the developers and the owner of the company that produces ours, and met with him in Denver, where we were, and a great guy. I've had some webinars with him. I want to do it again.
We're going to do it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some Castbox only programs for radio type of application. But at any rate, so I took it. I started taking it on a daily basis about 6 months before my physical. When my physical came up, my doctor looked at me and said, "What are you doing? Your blood works better than it's been in 10 years." And all I was doing differently was taking the C60. And I have continued to do that, and things continue to be going well, and so I'm happy about that. And you know, I guess if your body can be optimum, you can better be prepared to fight off things that we're facing today with the COVID and all this other stuff going on.
It's all about immunity. It's all about immunity. And I would ask you to search curcumin. It is amazing how it is. Studies have shown that it has the ability to detect and help fight invading germs. Like, it really is an amazing supplement. So our C60 Complete has curcumin, flaxseed oil in it. This is on the website. It's fantastic. Now, Dad, we do have some questions here. when using the LZR, what should we be charging for using the LZR along with the MagnaWave treatment or using it by yourself? Is there suggested pricing? Becky, yes, it's in an email. I will send it to you after this. Let me write down. I'll send you all of the pricing, but it really is about what you're already charging. So I have a little calculator where you can figure out what your MagnaWave treatments are so that you can figure out what best fits your community. Becky, I will email you after this. If you want to put, if you're in the system already, I'll find you. But if you want to put your email in, you can to the comments here.
Yeah.
And Erin already added it. She added some stuff about pricing. And then Tara Jones asked, I got my email about my new MagnaWave covers. Congratulations, they're on the way. I can't wait. Such a great idea. I sent a message to see if we could make covers for the plugins as well. Mine take a beating at the barn. So let me explain one thing about the plugs. If something gets caught in them when you're putting them into the machine and it blocks so that it doesn't completely connect, it can cause a really big problem. There are caps that we've looked at to cap it. To cap the end so the dirt doesn't get inside. But there's a string on that. And if for some reason when you were clicking in your two plug or even and something got in the way of that and it wasn't all the way in and you turn the machine on, then the magnetic field wouldn't be able to exit the machine correctly or the electricity. So we're working on it. We're testing some right now. So Tara, we have thought of that and we're working on it.
Great. Let's see, and I'm sure they're talking about the LZRs that benefit for things like chronic suspensory problems. Absolutely. Any complementary therapies are good. But the neat thing about it, again, is you can treat the suspensory with this area of the suspensory with your MagnaWave, with the large loop or the butterfly loop, whatever you're doing, then come back while you're doing it or after when you're completed for just 3 or 4 or 5 minutes and put this other light energy into the area. It's all about your credibility. It's all about your viability with your customers to help things go better with their animals. And believe me, in this period of time, as things are going to change, people are going to find themselves needing to do more to take care of their animals themselves and to help support what their veterinarians are doing for them. And the same thing for those of us at home. What can we do to feel better and to support ourselves and our lifestyle at home?
The best offense is a good defense. I mean, that's it.
That's right.
I mean, that's absolutely right. And I do want to say, if anybody has children, the C60 also comes in a dropper with avocado oil, or it's just a dropper, and I give it to my children without them knowing because I'm a good mom. And so what I do is I put it on toast in the morning. I'll just drop it on the olive oil and I'll rub the butter over it. They have no idea it's in there. I mean, you can taste it if you don't put the little bit of butter. It's actually, you know what I do, Dad? You know that toast you used to make me every morning with the sugar and the cinnamon sometimes?
Right.
On the way to school. So
right.
That's what I hide the C60 under.
Sure.
And yeah, so it's a little treat on Sundays and whatever. And it's a great way to give it to your children or maybe somebody who's elderly and doesn't swallow. There is other options for that C60.
And you've ordered some of the products that they've used for equine, have you not?
Yes. So I've ordered some of those. I actually had them sent to the farm in Shelbyville. So my mother-in-law has several horses out there, and she's starting some of them that have issues on that as well. We're giving them a test run, see how it works, and we'll go from there.
Aaron makes the comment, C60 helps your hair grow like crazy. Take 6 a day. One of the things that Max did is he sent me the product. I really didn't use it. I've got it in there to give to a relative who could use it. And but it's a liquid formation of the C60 that you can put on your scalp or wherever you want additional hair growth. And it really works well as a topical, as Aaron points out, also by taking it 6 a day is what she does with the capsule.
Yeah, 3 of the pills. Now, Lauren just asked, what is the dosing for the drops? So I do about a dropper full. I think I have some in my bathroom in there, but I do about a dropper full in the morning and a dropper full at night if I'm really wanting to keep my immunity up. What do you think, Dad? What is when we were using the dropper only?
Well, you talking about the C60 with the droplets?
Yeah.
I was taking 3 to 5 dropperfuls a day.
Yeah.
And as a maintenance, I do 3. But with the pills, I do tablets. I think I'm doing 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening.
Yeah. See, I do a dropper full on my kids' toast every time I cook them toast, which is daily. They don't really need to take that much. They're smaller people, so I give them a dropper full. Sometimes I'll put it in, things that they're eating, and they just,
Right.
You know, sneak it in there. So if you could get 1 or 2 dropperfuls to a kid a day, or even 1 a day, you're on the right path. It's one of those things that you have to continuously take. So,
Right.
yeah.
Correct. Also, part of the C60 is look up black seed oil.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that understand black seed oil and use it, but if you go research, Google it, black seed oil, where it's been used, how it's been used over the centuries is pretty neat. What kind of results they see with it as a supplement. And of course, now it's available through the tablet form in the C60. Let's see, there was another question.
There's some studies on bronchitis and actual viral infections with black seed oil being used to help fight those type of viruses. So, right. I mean, in this, you have the curcumin, you have the black seed oil, you have the C60, and then like we talked about with Dr. Myers on our webinar Friday at 4 o'clock, last Friday at 4 o'clock, she said take it about 30 minutes before and will absorb any of the vitamins they need.
Absolutely. Lauren asks, she'd love the info on the serum for her mom doing chemo for growth. She's working with both a holistic and a normal doctor. Well, it just, you know, I probably need to get with Max a little bit and discuss this a little further, but people who have had chemo, who have had a lot of things, by using this in their body, they've had what they feel are encouraging types of results, just as people have experienced using the HydroWave, mixing it down to get the oxygenation that HydroWave provides to their body to let their body better facilitate what it needs to do to remain healthy. And so normal dosages would be the way to do it. And yeah. Just apply it to your mom's regimen. There's nothing there that's going to affect anything that she's doing, as we can see it as a supplementation. So the normal thing of 2 or 3 tablets in the morning and the evening, or gel caps, if you will, or a couple of dropperfuls, 2 or 3 dropperfuls in the morning and in the evening, just helps the overall health of the telomeres and the body, and it can be a good deal. And
Lauren, if you want to email support@mwpmf.com, I hope that you're already using a MagnaWave or PMF on your mom currently, or working with her doctor. But if you'd like to email again, that's support@mwpmf.com. I'd be happy to send you some more emails about how it works and all that.
Correct. Okay. Any other questions you folks may have? Simply put them in the threads, and we will certainly get them and answer them. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for taking my question, sir. So we have a lot of events coming up, and people are, going out and doing things. Should people still be going to barns and MagnaWaving horses in a public place, or do you think that they should go to a no contact type of drop off? Like, what are your feelings on going and treating a horse? I'm getting that a lot. Can I go to the barn?
I guess in the strictest sense of the word, depending on where you are and how things are going as far as what they're telling you, if you're able to go to the barn and your incidences are low in your area, and you stay social distance from the owners, if you will, or the other people that are there, could you do a treatment? Why not? People are allowed to do that. Veterinarians are allowed to work. Practitioners are allowed to work in their areas. So it's just a matter, if you feel comfortable and that your surroundings are good, the people you're around take good care of their surroundings, and you would be.
They're not around. You don't have to see any people.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying if you know where you're going. We'll go someplace that someone called and said, well, go out to my barn and go in and do this, and everything is there, and plug it in over here. And you don't know what precautions they've taken, if they've taken any precautions with regard to the cleanliness of their, or, the preparedness of their area for this type of thing. Then certainly you might be cautious as to that. But as you go around and you see people in their homes having work done outside their homes with workers, and they're able to distance themselves to be protected and safe. Would I be inclined to have someone that I don't know come into my home and do something? Probably not at this juncture. But could you go if your local stipulations would allow it? Can you go do that? I would think you could. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. If your customer is not,
I like the drop off. If you
the drop
that person and their regular client. Yeah, you could drop the machine at their door, and then you can easily have a FaceTime with them or tell them exactly how to use the unit, and then take it back. So we provided gloves and masks and instructions on cleaning with all of those rent to rinse, so that people know how to handle the machine. So we had another question. Carly asked, "Do you have samples of the HydroWave?" So the HydroWave is something that you need to, if you're going to drink it for wellness, it's something that you need to take for a long period of time. So a sample really isn't going to be beneficial. But we do have 2 ounce, really, really inexpensive 2 ounce spray bottles where you see, like, I mean, I spray it on everything for my kids. They think it's magic spray. Put it on any cuts, scratches. We don't really use Neosporin. We just spray it on. I've used it on pink eye. I've used it on a ton of different things in my family. Obviously, consult your doctor before you treat, anything like that at home. But that's how we do it in our house. So I would recommend getting one of those 2 ounce sprays and spraying it on some cuts or anything that happens. Once you see those results, you'll be inclined to buy the bigger bottle and then sell them, the way that you would like.
Perfect. So what we don't know what's going to happen with business, and LTC says they're able to keep a fairly good portion of their business going. They clean their equipment after each barn. Everyone at the barns are keeping a safe distance. I think as long as that's going on and you're comfortable with that, press on. Things are going to change. We don't have to become afraid and force them to change. We need to understand. You need to be safe. You need to go forward accordingly. But you don't create a fear or an excitement that everybody's afraid. You need to create a situation that people are understanding and they social distance accordingly. And you can go do what you need to do and build your business. And maybe there's going to be.
You're right. That's it. You have to pivot, right, Dad? You have to pivot. So right now, you can easily market to your clients, send them emails and say, "Hey, I have a machine I can drop off and rent to you." You could easily do that. The only place you would be was in your car. You could do videos like this. You could create a group on Facebook. I think that if you do this right and you follow, work with us at corporate, you could really see a growth in your business, actually. On that note, starting Thursday, I will be doing a business for the practitioners. Thursday at 2:00, we will be doing let me pull up the theme here. So Dad is going to join me. Pat's going to join me on this call. And it's going to be a build your own business webinars. I'm going to do a series of 5 of them with special guests. The first one is going to be business basics. And we're going to talk a lot about what you should do to set up. If you've already set up, some of the things that Dad did when he started. We'll talk a little bit about liability insurance, waivers, how to start your business. So, and we're going to talk about how that applies to the time that we're in right now. So that will be, again, Thursday at 2:00. And we will do every Thursday at 2:00. I'll go over a series of things. Next one will be building your list of clients and how to really make sure you're getting the best results for them. Your online presence, do you need a website? Do you need what social media? How should you be posting? The 4th one will be outreach and networking. And the 5th one will be pivoting, diversification and adaptation and leads. So I really think that these will be beneficial. So, try to make time. They'll be available for replay. Dad will be joining me on them, on certain topics. He's got really great information about LinkedIn and how to really make that work for you. So that will start Thursday at 2:00. After that, we are going to start a build your own business small group mentoring. Right, Dad? We're going to work with small groups of you for sessions where we actually fire you through what you should be doing and then give you some homework to go work on, and then we can all work together to grow our business. So that will be starting in about 6 weeks. And those programs will be open for you all to kind of see how we're adapting and how you can grow your business. Do you have anything to add to that, Dad?
No, I think that for us to think that we're not going to have to pivot and that the way you do business it is not going to change, you're wrong. I experienced it in 2008 when the economy crashed. I had to make some changes in what I did, and we're going to have to do that. And my personal feeling is that if they were to develop a vaccine tomorrow and can start giving it to people, we'll go back to normal and the way we've been doing life within 60 days. But if they don't, and they're not going to, apparently, according to Dr. Myers, it's going to be a longer, stretched out period than that. People of my age are more vulnerable than people of Elaine's age, or many of you listening's age. It's going to change what we do. And the quicker we can adapt to that, the better off we are. For example, in 2008, I was charging $125 a treatment to treat a horse. I'd go into a barn and they'd do it. When the economy crashed, I'd go into a barn and they'd say, no, thanks, we don't need you today. Within a day, I changed my rates from $125 for a single horse to $35 to $40 for the head and shoulders, for the back and legs, or for
spot treatment.
And basically what I did is they said, great, $35, $40 is a lot better than spending $125. So they had me do the front of this horse, the back of that horse, the top of this horse, and it kind of went like that. And I'd leave the barn in about the same amount of time with the same amount of money. But I did 3 horses instead of 1, and that worked perfectly. And
you
then
changed your message. You just changed your message, your approach.
Exactly. And we're going to have to do that in some fashion, whether it's the drop off. Maureen says that the drop off is working very well. She's still the expert. She still tells them how to do it. She still does all of that stuff, and they're going to appreciate that with her. And then you bring other, are we going to need more products than we had in the past as far as our own little back trunk deals? Yes. Just everything helps. And I did the same thing back in 2008. You just have to do that. And maybe over time we'll be able to narrow back down, but we need to be prepared to help you have what you want. McDonald's just doesn't sell a hamburger. They sell a Coke and the French fries and all that extra stuff. Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. But that's where we're going.
Remember when they had pizza in Evansville?
Do what?
McDonald's had pizza.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It was disgusting. Anyways, okay, so Carly asked, will the business webinars touch on pitching the business? That's my biggest struggle. Carly, yes, there's 2 things I want to tell you. The greatest thing that ever happened was when, and I struggled to really, my dad has a strong passion for MagnaWave and PMF. And when I joined him, I was a television producer, and it was a different environment. And I believed in it, but getting the confidence that I needed was the strongest. It was hard. To get my father's confidence took time. So I do want to say that we're going to touch on it, but the greatest thing to help you pitch this business is absolute confidence that you know that you're helping people and you know that it's beneficial, because you are going to hit road bumps and things are going to change, but we are going to go through all of that, all the ways that Dad and I, when we really started marketing, how we did it, and kind of, we partnered together and took the business from him and my mom to the next level, and what did we do? How did we do that? And I think what a lot of you are going to see is this rental program could continue after. You could still, after this is over, you could still be treating horses and have 4 or 5 machines out for rental. And then you're making money when you're working and when you're not working. And I think that that's a great way to expand and grow what you're doing. So you work less and make more while helping more people.
Yes, absolutely. So if you have any questions, please put them in the box, and we'd be happy to answer them. If you'd like to call us, 502-599-97.
Because you're not giving anything away, Dad. They're not calling us.
Well, of course, we're going to give away, if someone calls, they're going to be entered to win the grab bag. We've got about 10 minutes left. We could get a couple, 2 or 3 calls in, perhaps.
We could give away an attachment cover to somebody who calls. We'll give away a free attachment cover. And I want to say, we do have mat covers coming for the whole Mag Energy mat. And we have... those will be outside. We also have a new attachment coming in the next few months. So that's very exciting. And there's just a lot of really great things happening. And we're really working to, help you all promote your businesses. And if you're an end user, if you're at home, you are in the best position to have this machine. Like Dr. Myers said on Friday, this could be the difference for somebody to not go to the hospital. If you can breathe and get oxygen and it helps your body fight this virus and you wouldn't have to go to the hospital, I think that to me is worth everything. So if you can keep yourself healthy and not get it, but if you do get it and you have one at home, I really believe that this is going to, and Dr. Myers said, this could be the thing that really helps you fight something like this. So it's a great tool to have whenever you get sick. So anybody, Maureen Boyle said a red light. No, Maureen, you are asking, girl, you want to rent one in? You want me to give you one for free?
Yeah.
Crazy. But as of right now, we do want to address MagnaCon. We are working to figure out if we're going to have it. We will let you know by May 1st. We're working to figure out what Churchill's doing, what the hotel's doing, and if people are still going to come. So, but regardless of what happens, we will be doing something for everyone, and we will be working on ticket refunds and options for you all. And we will still be doing a live event with lots of giveaways. So all of that we're working on logistics on if that's what we're going to do or if we're going to stick with everything for this MagnaCon was planned out. So regardless, we will do something and we will have something for you all. And but just stay tuned and give us a little time to make sure we get it right.
Absolutely. And if it has to go virtual on the web, we're going to do that. We're ready and we can help, and we want to figure a way of making it work for everybody because it's really turned into a great activity, and we're certainly
it's pivotal. Like I have seen it, and Kate Myers Backus will say this. Coming to MagnaCon will change your business. You will walk into MagnaCon insecure and walk out a totally different person. Is that a call?
That's a call. Let's see what we got. It's Kate. Here we go.
Kate?
Absolutely. Here we go. It's coming. It's going to ring up here in a second.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're great. So you have a question?
So, yep. I was just wondering. So if we're not doing the rent-to-rent program, can we still rent out the machines that we have bought from you guys?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, girl.
Sure. And
okay.
That's a great way to start. I mean, if you want to see how to do it, make it available and train the folks and so on and so forth. Absolutely.
Yeah. The idea is to do 2 or 3.
Okay. So then we can do that, and we can still use the rental, the paperwork for the rentals for them to sign and all that
Sure.
good stuff.
That's available, right, for the practitioners, isn't it, Elaine?
Yeah. So there's a very generic form. It's not very generic, but it's drawn up to cover the most states. Rocket Lawyer also has if you want a more specific and for your state, you could go into Rocket Lawyer and they have actual rental contracts where you could, choose what you want. Like, are they responsible for repairs? Are they, that type of thing. If you do a longer term rental, if you're just doing a day or 2 or maybe a session, our form is perfect. So yes, that's it really depends on how deep you want to go with it. But I can help you if you email support.
Yeah, that'd be great because I have a few people who have goat barns, and I have this other person who has a dog who has a whole bunch of issues. So she was interested in getting started. She's really eager, but with the whole pandemic going on, I was a little skeptical about going to her house. But after you guys launched that program, I was trying to think of a way I can do it without renting another one, since I'm kind of at a standstill with my own equipment. So
right. No, you can certainly do that, and if we can help you, we'd love to do it.
Yeah, call if you want to email support. We do have some masks and stuff too. If you need, just some stuff to, help. We have some hand sanitizer and stuff like that you can give them to, just protect everything.
Great. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for calling. You're entered. Send your email to support at MagnaWave PEMF, and you're entered for the drawing. We have another call.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's see about this one here. How do I do that?
I love you and I with technology. I was only 10 minutes late. Now we can't.
Here we go. We have another one coming in. Oh, wait a minute. The speaker's not working. You there? Hello?
I can hear her, kind of. Are you on speaker?
Yes. Nope, she's not on speaker. Hold on. There we go. Now you're on speaker.
Okay. Is that better?
Better.
Okay.
Ashley?
I feel like there's been a lot of questions about the rental program, or I'm not rental program, but just people, practitioners in general, renting out their machines. So I wanted to share my what I've been doing the last month and a half.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed. Who is this?
This is Ashley Watson with Rewarding Waves PEMF.
Okay, Ashley. Thank you.
Okay, so between my husband and myself, we have 3 machines. We have a Pulse Pro, a Julian, and a Soul. And I just recently rented another Soul through the MagnaWave rental program. And so what I did is I just based off of my my practitioner in my office, my human office, I charge $60 a session, and that I allot an hour for individuals. So I said I will charge $60 per day to rent out my soul, and that is
That's a deal.
Yeah,
right. I agree. But if somebody were to rent the machine through y'all, it's like $23 a day when you break it down. So theoretically, I guess, I mean, to me, it's a deal, yes, but if they wanted to go through y'all, it would be less. However, it's on hand. That's the price that I went with the Soul. With my Julians and the Julian and the Pulse Pro, I charge $90 a day. And I do a deal by the week. So if somebody rents it for a full week, I give them the 7th day free. I send 2 attachments per machine. If they want a 3rd attachment, that's $10 a day extra. I do a one-on-one. Yes, during COVID, you keep social distancing and all of that. You use common sense, okay? So I'm not going to show up in somebody's house and sit right next to them and explain. I might kind of go over the machine, how to use it, talk about the sessions that we've done in my office. If they haven't done a session with me, then I give them kind of a rundown of what to do and different ways to apply the attachments.
But you're not charging for that, Ashley, right? You're not charging for that information, because if they rented from us, they wouldn't have that. That's where the price is different. And if they rent from us, they have to buy that machine. They only get a month. At that point, they either have to give us the balance or give it back. And I think with what you're doing, you're providing a much bigger service than what we provide.
Agreed. And that's probably where I found the value in all of that. So yes, I provide a one-on-one consultation, unless they're individuals that have done multiple sessions with me. Well, I still do that with them. I'll run through how to use the attachments, how to plug it in, how to turn it on. Don't turn it on until they're plugged in, all of that. And then we talk about where they're going to set it up at home and I always try to suggest, hey, if you don't have to unplug and move it around, don't. But some of these individuals are not just working on themselves. They're taking it and they're working on their horses. And then they're bringing it inside and working on themselves in the evening, or their dogs, or what have you. And
oh my God, you are giving them a deal. You are giving them a deal.
I agree. I feel like I am, but at the same time, it's a hard thing to charge more when I just want to keep it. I just want to keep the machines going. I want to keep things rolling, and I'm making my payments. I'm paying for everything, so I'm happy with that, and I'm keeping the PEMF out there. So that's what makes me happy about it. Am I making as much as I do and I'm in my office? No. But are people still getting sessions and still seeing results and still spreading that word? Yes. But I'm still making money, so I can't really complain in that regard. But in any case, if anybody feels like they're still not sure what to do, I encourage them to contact me. I feel like I've set up a program that's been pretty successful in this last month and a half. I basically I have my web designer make me a whole deal for each machine, Soul machine, Julian machine. Each one has their own header. It looks professional. I talk about the different ways to clean each machine from start to finish. I give some little basic guidelines on treatment protocols for every animal. That whatever, dogs and horses is pretty much the protocol. And then a little short treatment protocol for people as well.
I think what you are doing is excellent, but you are undervaluing yourself so incredibly that it's not, you can't, what you're doing is excellent. I'm very glad you're making your payments, but you are working too hard for $60 a day. For them to put that much hours on your machine, and you're responsible for the wear and tear on it, for them to be able to do their horses, their dog, I mean, all of that is $60. You should be charging much more per day. And I know that maybe in your situation you can, and you've already started, but the only advice that I would give is what Ashley's doing is great. But if you price it like that, and this goes on for 8 months, then that will be a problem for you in the long run. So I would look at maybe adjusting the pricing for how much, you know, like a larger price per day. Like if you're going to treat all your horses, 2 horses, yourself, your dog, it should be $200 a day or $150 a day at least. Plus you're doing all this other stuff. You're giving them your information, your education. And that is a huge, that's why doctors charge so much. They charge so much because of their education and their ability to train. So I would keep that in mind moving forward if you get a new client, because I think that this could be beneficial, but you don't want to undervalue how much work you really are doing, Ashley, because you are.
Actually, let me explain what happened to me, and you may have heard this before, but I was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, back when I first had a machine. I'm treating horses. I'm charging $75 a horse, and a very well respected chiropractic veterinarian. He was a veterinarian and a chiropractor. His wife is an Olympian. He's very well respected in the hunter jumper world. He came to me and he said, "You're making a huge mistake." And I said, "What is that?" And I thought he was going to go into me about potentially competing and all this other stuff that I was afraid of. And he said, "You have to raise your price." Not because I'm afraid that people are going to pay you before they pay me, but people pay for what they think they're getting.
Yeah.
And they're prepared to pay for what they want. And he said, so in order to really gain your credibility, you need to raise your price. And I respected him because he's so well respected. And I was just honored, frankly, that the guy took the time to come to me and when I could be a competitor of his in some areas and tell me that. And I raised my price immediately from $75 to $125 overnight. And I'm thinking, I'm done. I'm not going to get into business tomorrow. No one flinched. Not at all. Now, that's hunter jumpers. We know that it's a different. So there are different situations and different disciplines and different communities and different things, but you need to think about it and charge what's going to happen. If you raise that to 75 or 100 and they don't bite, you can always drop it.
Oh, they'll come back.
You can always give us.
They come back. They will come back. They will, because they're going to miss it. They're going to miss it. Because they're using it now.
Think that through. And of course, that's what we're going to do in this business mentoring. I'm not trying to sell the business mentoring, but that's what we're going to try to approach because we're all going to have to pivot. Thank you so much for sharing what you're doing because that is so much.
I'd love to see it, Ashley. I'd love to see what you're doing. I'd love to see what your pages look like. I'd love to talk to you more about this because I think that what you're doing, if we could, it would really help a lot of people. I just think that, everybody's place is different and we want you to continue to be profitable. We don't want you to exploit people, but the reason you're in business is so that you can have, take care of yourself and feed your family and do all of that. So I think there is a way to do it a little bit different, taking with all the amazing stuff you've done and then also doing a little bit different so that you can actually market to your area. I appreciate it. Please email support@mwpmf.com to get into when the attachment covers. So that we could send those to you. I really think, that would be something with all the machines you're renting out.
Absolutely.
Right.
So thank you so much. Go ahead.
Yes, you're welcome. And I'll keep it short. I do appreciate all the feedback. And those prices, just on another note, were our intro. I wanted to put it out there without scaring clientele, when they look at my prices in my office, well, that's a different setting. That's not at your home. So I figured I can start and if I can keep them rented out, I'm making a good chunk of money, but that doesn't mean that I can't raise it once I get everybody hooked on the rental idea. Okay, hey, look, we've done this for a month and everybody knows what it entails. Guess what? My prices are now $120 a day.
Yeah, you can protect the people that have been with you. I did that. When I raised my prices, I protected people that were with me.
Grandfathered them in and moved
raised and did all that kind of stuff. But you just need to be nimble, be able to pivot and move forward. Great deal.
Good job, Ashley. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I will send you an email, Elaine, and try to be in touch because I would appreciate feedback and help as well. But another side note is that because of school being out, I'm totally changed. My whole dynamic has changed because now I don't have daycare for my littles. That may be another situation that other practitioners are in.
I have a 2-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 9-year-old. I'm a teacher, a president of this company, and a toddler wrangler. Okay, I get it. It is so hard. And they just canceled school for the whole year. I mean, it's really difficult to do anything at work. I mean, last webinar, my kid came in with headphones on. I mean,
my wife Dee Dee is really upset because she's had to go into PAT daycare, and
she's a PAT regular.
She didn't have to expect to have to do that, and so I keep fighting the rules. And
I hear you. So I appreciate all the feedback, and I do want to get into it with y'all with everything I've done, so we can talk about it. I look forward to your next
Thursday, 2:00.
2:00. Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate it. I'll send emails, and thanks for letting me share what I've been doing.
Thank you very much.
So moving forward, I wrote Ashley's name down, but I do want to address two things at questions. First of all, we are rolling out a marketing campaign for this rent to rent that is going on all of our advertisements, and the goal is for them to go to the practitioner map. So anybody looking for PMF, we are rolling out this no contact MagnaWave treatments. We are pushing them to you. So if you are a MagnaWave practitioner right now, over the next 2 weeks, you should be getting some emails. Check your junk, check your spam. Phone calls from weird dumb people will be contacting you because we are spending thousands of dollars to promote, to contact your local practitioner to rent a machine. So I just want you all to know that's rolling out this week. To answer Kate's question, she said, yes, MagnaCon was a game changer for me. It really is a game changer. I really don't want to cancel it, so I'm working to not do that, but we'll see what happens. And she wants to know about the new websites. I talk about new websites Thursday at 2:00. I'm going to show them to you all, talk about pricing and how you can get started. They're amazing. And it's all in-house, working with our new affiliate program. And then, so that will start Thursday, but then I will go over why you need that website the next week in the actual online presence class. So Thursday, 2:00, we will go over the new websites, a couple of other things, and then I'm really going to go into that, foundation of business building. So you will be able to start and get signed up for that new website. If you have a website with us now, you can keep it the way it is, or we can update it to the new website, so we can discuss that. Just email support@mwpmf.com, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I
think we're about complete.
I think we are too. This was fun, Deb. I want to do office hours, but you do it too early in the morning, and I can't do things at 9 a.m. with 3 kids.
Well, we can work that. We can work that out.
I think we can do it together once a month at least, so that I can, if this goes on, so I can at least see your cool beard.
Maybe people will tell us, would you prefer the office hours a little later in the day? So those of you on the West Coast or the Central States or the Mountain States can join us as well. We can do that certainly.
Tuesdays at noon is good. We can have lunch. Bring your own lunch.
There you go. So thank you so much for being with us today, and let us know your thoughts, and we'll be following up further. So we'll catch you next week. I'll let you know what time, either 9 o'clock, or maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, tell us in the, I'll put a poll in the certified group. I'll put a poll on the website. We'll just put a poll, on the corporate page. You guys let us know if you like noon or earlier in the morning. And also, I wanted to just really quickly, the new practitioner portal rolls out soon. So the whole portal is changing. It's incredible. So new websites, new portal, new attachment covers, new LZR. Tune in the webinar, 2:00 Thursday, and then office hours, whatever time you guys decide on.
Okay, Chris, we're going to have an ending, or are we good? We're good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Wave on to better health. Please stay healthy during these times so we can all keep marching forward together. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.